All right, guys. Market is looking bullish. What's up, V Stacy? What's up, team? Sorry, I'm listening to music in the background. All right, guys. Yeah, the market is very bullish this morning. Here, let me put it up. Apple is up. That's nice. Apple up big right now. I'm in Apple too, so that's nice. All right, let me put this up. Bonds are holding steady though, which is interesting. Boeing is up. All right. Jobless claims dropped this morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, along with the Philly Fed. All right, so remember, we are not market professionals. Look at Apple this morning, man. All right, so we'll put some music on in a second. What's up, Randy, Anonymous, V, Beach Bum? Yeah, Beach Bum, I still got to get to you about that. I'm still kind of like recovering, brother. But I'm down to do it. You know. I'll have to like send you like I have to like accept your channel as like a redirect channel of mine. So I'm feeling much better though. My throat's even starting to feel better in all honesty. So like my throat originally was just in pain, man. And it still hurts to be honest, but it's starting to feel a little bit better. Let's get some music on. Um, yeah, we'll see what happens with the overseas conflict. Y'all do me a favor, hit the like button. All right, guys. Great year for me. I turned 1K into 25 in 13 trading days. Hey, good luck, bro. Good luck, brother. Promo code. What do you mean? Which promo, bah? If... Look at Apple, though, man. I'm loving life right now. Market looks great. Tesla all the way back up today, too. That's nice. I'm glad I didn't emotionally, like, emo sell yesterday. All right, look at Amazon break it up. There's Apple on the left side. Here's the SPY itself. So the SPY itself all the way back up to 474s today, gapping up from 472s. A lot of my holdings are green. I'm very green this morning. And so we'll see if that holds. But yeah, today we have jobless claims, unemployment filings dropping, later on today. We got housing starts, building permits, jobless claims, a bunch of stuff dropping. We got the ECB account of the monetary policy meeting, so kind of like the ECB minutes report. Lagarde is speaking as well for this. Jobless claims numbers expected at 207,000. Last time they came in at 202. Philly Fed index expected at -7. Building permits expected at 1.48 million. Housing starts expected at 1.426 million. Yeah. And I don't know about earnings this morning. I haven't even looked at earnings. Let's see. We do have some earnings. We had Tyson Foods, Fastenal, M&T, KeyCorp, Truist, First Horizon, Birkenstocks. Bunch of earnings dropped this morning. Nothing big though. So. Amazon just broke highs. I thought we stayed away from politics. I mean, we do. Yeah, I don't know if he's talking political. I think he's mostly talking about just the stuff going on overseas. But again, I'll warn him. I mean, anonymous, just friendly warning. No politics, brother. Yeah, but I think it's just kind of news. But, as long as you don't start attacking one side, I mean, it's all right to talk about news. Just can't be politically motivated, Amazon rip it up, hit 153s right now. Apple with a big green day this morning. Do today's jobless claims come in higher? Or how about this? Does the market want higher or lower jobless claims? Today. Does the market want higher or lower jobless claims today? Vote on the poll. Let me know how you feel. Better. I feel better. My throat still hurts. It's the only thing that still lingers from this. My throat still hurts. Yeah, AMD at 165. I don't think it's all-time highs though for AMD. Oh, it is. Yeah, AMD broke all-time highs this morning early in pre-market. Look at AMD on the left side. 165s right now. Amazon at 153. All right, guys. So, man, just the whole market. Look at Amazon right now, though. Amazon is kind of what's moving up in the heart of pre-market right now. Maybe not the heart of pre-market. Maybe it's like, the ankle of pre-market. Amazon at 153.30 right now. 153.30. Broke highs, pushing up heavy. Boeing up nicely as well at basically 207s. Look at Amazon dip a little bit. All right, guys. All right, so we got to pull back in Amazon here. We do have Apple sitting at 186s too. AMD at 165 broke lifetime highs. Boeing all the way at 207s. All right, guys. So all right, guys. So we'll see if the market continues this big bounce back here. Look at Apple testing highs. It's at almost 186s right now. I might have forgot to monetize. Let me see. No, I'm monetized. We're good. I appreciate it, though. Apple call print until they do another. Bitcoin looks like it'll break the range. Where's Bitcoin at this morning? I'm looking at Bitcoin. Yeah, the only like hangover for me for this was my sore throat, man. Bitcoin all the way down at 42,000, man. Interesting. You know what sucks is that I had a riot short. I would have made freaking 30% on this trade, bro. I got in riot short at like $15 a share. Freaking $15. Like just a regular short. It wasn't a put option or anything like that. I got into our RIOT stock short at like $15 a share. It's now at 10 something. So I would have made almost 30%, 30 something percent. And the reason I got out, and I thought that I was saved at the time, because the reason I got out was I got into riot short, and then the whole thesis of the trade was like, hey, what if this ETF doesn't get approved? You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to take like a speculative small position. What if the ETF doesn't get approved? And so anyways, on ETF approval day, I saw the grayscale letter of approval, and I said, before the actual announcement, since this is leaked, since the letter of approval is leaked from grayscale, I'm just going to go ahead and get out of this. Basically break even. I didn't really lose anything. Because I assumed that, the ETF was going to get approved and the market was going to, ramp up. Sure enough, it ripped up a little bit, and then over the next week, it dumped down. Now it's at 42,000. Riot's at 10 something from 15. Again, I would have made like 30% on that trade. Unfortunately, I cut it and got out, but it would have been a nice trade. It would have been an accidental gain, like just a random win somehow, but still a little bit of FOMO there. Yeah, so I got out before it ripped. So, again, I got out when the grayscale letter of approval leaked. And so in that regard, I'm like, okay, I'm out, All right, guys. So yeah, hindsight trading super easy. Apple call print until, yeah. I'm not messing with options in that way. All right, guys. So hey, slap the like button. Jobless claims are expected today. Let's put this number up. So yeah, jobless claims today again are expected at. We got Bostic speaking today, Fed balance sheet data, but yeah, jobless claims are expected at 207. Philly Fed data is expected. I think it's at minus 0.7, or maybe it's minus 7. Let me see what it is. It is minus 7. Both drop at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here. Subscribe for more free data content. I'll put this up on screen so you guys can see it. Yeah, I got you with the clock. Hold on. Alright, so we got an hour and about 16 minutes or so. Yeah. Amazon's still ripping up at 153s. Honestly, I just feel so much better today. I just feel so much better, man. I think I'm finally past it. The only thing that still hurts is my sore throat, you know. I almost wanted to give myself a strep test because my throat still freaking sucks. But it's still better than it was yesterday, which means it's improving. And overall, I just feel fine. Like, I feel much better, which is good. It took me a long time. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the point, is starting early so that everybody else can have something to watch this early. You know. It's called Paxlovid, Sam. And it really did work super well. Like, I can't guarantee anything's going to work for anybody, of course. But, like, what happened was that I got, my wife spiked a fever and was sick first, you know. And then, like, I laid next to her in bed. I think I, like, kissed her, you know, the night before. And so I knew I was going to catch it. Like, I had, like, a 2-day head start on knowing I was going to get sick. Like, I knew I was going to be sick. I knew I was going to get it. Like, it wasn't even, like, unless my immune system was just the greatest ever, I was going to get it. I knew I was going to get it. I had a couple-day head start. And so during that couple-day head start, what happened with her is she spiked a fever, ran a fever for a couple days. The doctor wrote her Paxlovid. She filled it, or I went and picked it up for her. She started taking it. Immediately the next day after taking it, her fever and everything was done. Like, she was basically fine. Like, she was still feeling under the weather. You still feel like you got hit by a bus, you know. But, like, you're not running a fever, which is the hardest part. Like, the fever dreams that I would get when I was sick just were freaking weird and crazy, and I hate being sick because of that. So anyways, for the 2 days preceding me getting it, I did an Amwell visit, and I was just kind of like, yo, you know, I'm sick. And they were like, okay, and they gave me Paxlovid, for it. And so anyways, because I knew I was about to catch it. And so as soon as I spiked a fever, literally within an hour or two after spiking a fever and noticing I spiked a fever, I started taking it, like within an hour or two. I only ran a fever for like half a day. I ran a fever for that night. And then by the time I woke up the next day, I didn't run a fever again. And today's day 7. It completely stopped it in its tracks. It's actually really impressive. And so, yeah. And that's just my own personal experience with it. I don't know if it's going to work or whatever for anybody ever. So always do your own research. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But, yeah, somehow my kids didn't get sick, which I'm very grateful for. But yeah, I knew I was about to, I mean, I didn't tell myself I was going to. I was positive, like, hey, I'm going to be fine. Everything's going to be good. But I kind of knew deep down. I was like, Yeah, it is, Sam. That's exactly what it is. All right, guys. So we do have some earnings dropping this morning. Nothing really big, though. Like, none of these earnings are really big. All right, guys. Looking at our votes, 55% think. Again, we're asking, does the market want higher or lower jobless claims? Higher jobless claims would signify less people working, more people claiming to be without work. This is unemployment filings for the week. This would be how many people are claiming to be without work. A higher than expected reading would signal less economic growth, more economic weakness is what it would signal. And again, we did have a bunch of earnings. We had Taiwan Semiconductor, Fastenal, Texas Bank, Truist Financial, M&T Bank, Key Corp, First Horizon National Corp, Northern Trust, Birkenstocks, WNS, Steel, or in Steel Industries, a bunch of other ones too. Here, let me fix that. So yeah, we're gonna. Oops. What have I done? There we go. Yeah, we had a bunch of earnings that came out this morning here, team. TCBI, TFC, MT Bank, Key Corp, FHN, NTRS, Burke, WNS, HOMB, IIIN, SIFI, and more. Very nice. How do you use Top Step X though, Joshua? So if you hit the bell, Chuck, you'll get the notifications, brother. You gotta hit the bell. And I'm testing negative, and so I'm no longer contagious as well. Like, I've had 2 negative tests 24 hours apart. So, you know, I did it. All right. All right, guys, we still got over an hour before these results. They're still doing the beta. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Oh well. Mid next month. So again, jobless claims numbers is how many people are filing for unemployment. So a higher jobless claims number actually means less jobs. A lower jobless claims number means more jobs. Think about it. It's jobless claims. How many people are without work? And so a higher jobless claims means more people are claiming to be without work. That is what drops at 8:30 today in about an hour. How's AMC doing here, man? A lot of stuff is very green today, too. AMC is at $4 a share, bro. I need to cut this trade. I'm going to sell a little bit. I have to. Yeah, I just got to get out of some of this, man. I'm just sitting on huge losses. I mean, not huge. I lost $200. So it's not like crazy big, but like I'm holding 30 shares of this here. It's at 40 cents a share. I think the biggest risk for AMC is that it goes bankrupt, and I think that's bad, right? So I would rather cut half of this position off and then take my little $100 loss and see what we're going to do on the rest than sit in this and risk losing all of it, you know? Markets are great this morning outside of that. Amazon, I mean, again, that's a small percentage relative to like if you want to look at what my portfolio is actually up today specifically here, We are up a cool 285 in equities today. So despite AMC's weakness, we're up more than the full losses on AMC in just today. So I mean, we're good, but like still. SPY's still ripping up, breaking highs. Amazon's still churning up there as well. Here's an existential question during the low end price action. Is capitalism ultimately destined to fail? No. I don't think so. I think capitalism is the most efficient government form. And I'll tell you why. People can push all these other forms. In capitalism, I mean, number one, the first truth of economics is that there's always going to be corruption. Regardless of which form of government you have, there's always corruption. No matter what. It's an inevitable thing. Humans are imperfect. So no matter what form of government we have, there's always going to be corruption. That's a normal, obvious thing. That's very self-evident. All right. At least in capitalism, the people who ultimately end up getting power, most of the time had to work for that power. Right? Like, which one's better? Gifting somebody a bunch of power and then there being corruption from people who didn't really earn it, or forcing people to earn that power and then there being corruption? Like, there's going to be corruption regardless of what kind of government form we have. But at least with capitalism, number one, people earn it. Number two, we generally have a pretty high standard of living. And if you don't think this country does, even the lowest income families in this country have a high standard of living relative to the rest of the world. And that's something that not a lot of people admit. That's very self-evidently true. And so, of course, I'm not getting political because, like, I'm pretty neutral politically. And again, but I am a capitalist for sure. I mean, anybody, and again, if you're at home trading stocks and you're claiming to not be a capitalist, you're dumb. You have no idea what you're talking about. If you're at home trading stocks, you're a capitalist too. I'm not saying it can't be tweaked a little bit, though, of course. I'm not saying don't tweak it. I'm okay with taxing billionaires a little bit more, to be honest. I'm okay with that. All right, so slap that like button, hit the subscribe button. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason people from other countries like try to get here. You very rarely hear of people trying to get out of the U.S. You only hear about people trying to get into the U.S. Why do you think that is? You know what I mean? Like, there's a very obvious reason why. It's because the standard of living here is great. There's opportunity here, and I think that's just an obvious thing, regardless of which way you swing, politically. That's just a very obvious thing, But of course, like, I'm biased because I run a business, you know what I mean? Like, I run a couple different businesses, and so in that regard, I'm going to be biased in favor of capitalism, of course, which most people are going to be, I would say, Yeah, I mean, again... Alright, there's my phone. Yeah, my portfolio's looking lovely today, guys. It's looking solid. We'll see if it continues this, though. We make so much money, no reason there can be a chicken in every pot. Yeah. How's the SPY doing after that gap down yesterday? Then there's the political. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just going to ban. So, for whatever reason, so, like, every day we've been getting somebody right around the same time come in here and accuse me of being, like, a narcissist. Like, I didn't even talk about myself this time, but it's probably the same guy that keeps getting banned that just kind of shows up trying to stir the pot. I mean, listen. I mean, do what you do. It's probably the same guy that I had to, you know, never mind. Either way, I'm just going to ban him and move on. Good day to you, sir. It's the same guy. It's very clearly the same guy. But, like, you wonder what drives somebody to, like, spend their time doing that. Like, this man's getting up at 6:30, 7:30 in the morning to try to troll me. They hate us because they ain't us. You know, that's all I'm going to say. Again, Apple up to almost... Or look at Amazon breaking highs again. Apple, AMD broke all-time highs as well today. I don't know if we talked about that. Yeah, unless you're on the West Coast, I guess. Best trading so thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, listen, when you look this good, you know, and you're this intelligent and smart, you know, and handsome and, you know, run the best top 3 trading channel in the world, you know what I mean? I guess you're going to get haters, you know. How dare him, you know, grace my presence with negativity like that, man. You know, I mean, again, when you're this handsome and everybody on YouTube loves you and, you know, you got such a big house and nice car and, you know, so humble, you know, humility flows through you like martial arts with Bruce Lee, you know what I mean? I mean, listen, it's just hard not to be as humble as I am, but I somehow make it work and stay humble in this environment. You know, we try our hardest to. Cheers to you guys. AMD, guys. AMD breaking all-time highs. Amazon up to 153.50. There's AMD at 165s right now. 165s. Apple just broke all-time highs here as well. Yeah, I'm the Taylor Swift of trading. Okay, that's right. Shake it off. Okay. Yeah, earnings coming out. Yeah, humility is my only flaw. You know, I want people to be afraid of how much they love me. Okay. Okay, so here's my greatest weaknesses on this trading channel. Guys, I work too hard, I care too much, and sometimes I can be too invested in this channel. You know? My weaknesses are actually my strengths, okay? You're welcome. I work too hard, I care too much, and sometimes I can be too invested in this channel. Definitely not a Michael Scott quote from The Office, alright? It's definitely not one. AMD bouncing at the volume-weighted average price. You want to see why we watch the volume-weighted average price? Is because look at this bounce right here. Look at the VWAP bounce. Look at that bounce right there. We tried just too hard here. You know, we got so far, but in the end, you know. That's the point, Foo. It's sarcasm, bro. I'm the only way to get, like, is to troll him back. Apple at 186. Apple just broke highs again. Look at AMD start to push up. Amazon is making moves too. Look, here's Apple. Apple at 186. Here's Amazon. Amazon at 153. Here's AMD. Where's Nvidia? Nvidia breaking highs as well at 572 right now. What's the lifetime high? Oh. I didn't realize I traded Nvidia that much. Anyways, what's the lifetime high? So the lifetime highs during market hours are 568.30s. 568.30s. Nvidia now at 572.20s. Is Microsoft the biggest company in the world? I think Apple is, but I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. I think, what's the largest company in the world, guys? It might be Nvidia, it might be Apple, it might be Microsoft too. I don't think it is though, but I think it's I think it's Apple, but I'm not 100% sure. What's the largest company in the world, team? Where's DraftKings at? Apple second, Microsoft is the largest. What's the largest public company in the world? Let me look this up. I think it's either Apple, Microsoft, or Nvidia, but the largest public company is Apple. It's the largest company in the world with a market cap of 2.99 trillion. It's followed by Microsoft at 2.79 trillion. Saudi Amco Oil is at 2.13 trillion. Alphabet or Google is at 1.75 trillion, and Amazon is at 1.57 trillion. So the largest companies by market cap in the world is Apple. It is the first one. Microsoft, Alphabet, Amazon, and Saudi Amco Oil. But I think this might be changing here. So I think actually at this point in time, Microsoft is the largest cap company in the world with a market cap of 2.894 trillion. I think the chat's actually correct there. Apple's number 2 at 2.824, but it's very close. Apple and Microsoft are roughly the same size. Saudi Aramco is at 2.059, and then the rest of them. Nvidia's only at about 1.4 trillion. So, yeah. No, we're looking at market cap, which is like how much yeah, we're looking at market cap, which is market cap is price of shares multiplied times the float or the outstanding shares, Yeah, they're pretty close though. Apple and Microsoft are pretty close in size. All right. Jobless claims 8:30. We got an hour left. An hour left, team. Jobless claims is a weekly report, so it's not like crazy important relative to those other ones. Like CPI, PPI, FOMC meetings are the largest reports that we get every month. And so relative to those, it's not really like the biggest, you know what I mean? Like it's not really like crazy big or anything like that in terms of economic reports. Jobless claims drops weekly, and so it's just less big, but there is some interesting stuff that comes with it. All right, what's up, Manny? All right. I should have held Riot, dude. I really should have, man. A little bit of FOMO. But yeah, there's a video moving up. Here's the Q. Let's put the Q up. So I'm guessing the Q is outperforming the S&P this morning. Yeah, it seems to be. Again, mostly like the Q's a little bit more tech heavy. So you could kind of see tech's doing really well this morning with like Nvidia, AMD, Apple, Amazon, all that stuff ripping up, breaking highs. Then we have semiconductor reports. All the earnings are basically out. We had Taiwan Semiconductor. They dropped earnings already. They came in at 1.44. The reason why the market's up? Well, the market was down really big yesterday, so it's just kind of extension, I would say. You know, my Apple trade's doing me really nicely today. We ended up buying that Apple dip, and I'll probably take a little bit off. I mean, again, we ended up buying Apple here just to show you the trade. I guess I could show you. We are in Apple right now. We got 30 shares. I'll probably take half of this off, or a third of this off. I mean, just kind of lock it in. I'll probably take another. We'll take half of the position fully off. You can see my average is 183s, and so, you know, really nice little run up in Apple this morning. We ended up buying the dip a couple days ago. We were already in Apple, but we increased our share size for sure, and so we'll go ahead and remove that on this big surge up. Tesla bouncing up a little bit as well. Did you find out about what kind of business you wanted to invest in? Nah, I'm still considering stuff. All right, so yeah, Apple's still breaking highs. Amazon ripping up. DraftKings still at 37. I remember when DraftKings was at like 12 or 13 bucks. Look at the Q breaking highs as well, all the way back up to 411 here. So very strong market this morning, very strong. I'm pretty sure you could trade now on Top Step. I don't think there's like a minimum time. I might be wrong though. Is there a minimum time you can trade? I'm pretty sure there's not. I'm pretty sure you can literally trade from like the previous day after. I think after like 5 or 6. I think I would check with them though to be sure. But I'm pretty sure you can. All right, guys, so we got jobless claims. All right, team. We got over 400 people here. Markets are flying up right now. You know, my throat is finally starting to feel better, man. My throat is finally starting to feel better. I love people who are interested. Yeah, I'm a big business guy. Like I have ADHD, right? And so what it is like and it's actually kind of a flaw in some ways. So it's like I'll get really into one idea and then I'll obsess about that one idea. I'll learn everything about that one idea. And then I'll talk myself out of it after like doing all the work, you know, and then I'll start another idea and I'll become obsessed with that. And then I'll talk myself out of it after work. Yeah. So I should probably persevere a little bit more through stuff. Well, I mean, the markets are just, you got to understand, yesterday the markets dipped really big. So like the markets are kind of bouncing back after falling down a lot yesterday, although this is a much stronger move. And you have to understand, like the markets were down a lot into all this stuff. So like the markets are down a lot. I'm looking at news. I don't really think big names Apple and Microsoft were upgraded. ZM and Adobe were downgraded. So Apple and Microsoft upgrades are helping the market this morning for sure. Fastenal reported some earnings this morning as well. Humana. Deutsche CEO says we see a normalization in interest rates. M&T Bank dropped some earnings. They posted 274 EPS. Big miss. Revenue of 2.28. And a revenue of 2.3. They expected 2.28. So a beat on revenue, a miss on EPS for M&T Bank. Yeah, again, jobless claims team expected. They're supposed to drop in about 40 minutes here. 40 minutes. Yeah, I'll get really obsessed with certain things, and then I'll end up like, forgetting about it and moving on to something else. It depends on what it is. If it's a good enough idea, I'll stick with it. So jobless claims numbers drop at 8:30 today. Yeah, I show an expected 207,000 jobless claims. I'm not sure what we're going to get today, but man, look at Apple. Apple's definitely helping the market up, and this is one of the biggest rips that we caught. We could also look at like Tesla here as an example. Here's Tesla. Tesla up to 220s or so, bouncing back. Again, Amazon's been breaking highs this morning. It's at 153s. AMD is breaking all-time highs this morning as well. It's not during market hours, and so all-time highs don't actually register unless they're during market hours. And so we'll see if this holds heading into the opening bell in like a couple hours. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. We still got 40 minutes or so until this number drops. We also have the Philly Fed Index data expected at -7. But yeah, upgrades are what's helping the market today. Apple and Amazon were both upgraded. Or maybe it was Apple and Microsoft upgraded. Apple's breaking highs again. Wow. All right, guys. So, again, we'll see if we get anything... We'll see if we get anything good. Apple up to 187s right now, 187s. If jobless, let's look at gold. I haven't even looked at gold yet. There's AMD though. Here's gold futures. Gold futures all the way down at 2018, 2017. Yeah, I mean, gold is one of those things. Like, gold is a long-term inflation hedge. All right, so gold is a hedge against inflation. When you buy gold, you're hedging against inflation long-term. It's a good inflation hedge if you zoom out long enough, but short-term, it's volatile, right? So gold has outperformed the S&P, the Nasdaq, everything, really, except for like crypto over the last 25 years. If you look at where gold was back in 2000, gold was around $300. Let's just call it $300 to be safe in the year 2000. Now, granted, the year 2000 was right in the middle of the dot-com crash, but gold was at about $300 then. Now gold is at 2000. So it's almost 7x. So gold, if it's at 2100, here's 7x. So it's up 600% in the last 25 years for gold. Last 24 years for gold, 600%. Much better than the S&P has, much better than the S&P has. And so long term, at least historically, gold is an inflation hedge that holds value, that hedges against inflation. A lot of people, you'll see a lot of like the older population really love gold as an investment class. And again, I understand why it's a great inflation hedge long term, but short term, again, it can be volatile. And so if you're going to buy gold, you better just be ready to sit because you might need to. Yeah, and we can look at like the Q here. Here's the Q. So, Q's just kind of bouncing back from. We're still around lifetime highs on the Q. We're still around lifetime highs on the SPY as well here. Again, we can look at stuff today like AMD. We can look at like Tesla. Here's Tesla at 218s. There's the Q. It's at 407s. Hey, we're here all day, every day, bro. Not all day. We're here every day, though. Appreciate the love, MC. Thanks. Thank you, sir. Yeah, gold is boring after crypto. I feel you. Is it time to buy crypto right now is the question. I don't know. Is it? All right, so again, there's Tesla at 218s. It's time to buy Tesla. All right, team. Did this work already? I was thinking about that. It looks like the support is supporting. Definitely the supportiest support I've ever seen. Yeah, I feel better today, man. Thanks so much. I keep on losing in the stock market. Still trying. Well, it depends on what you're doing, brother. What are you, day trading? Any trades so far? Not yet. We're getting all our platforms situated and set up here. I mean, we're in trades right now. We've taken some profit this morning. Like, we took a little bit off of Apple, which was a, swing trade kind of that we got into. Kind of a swing trade. Yeah, day trading and options. Whew, man, that's a risky thing, brother. That's a risky thing, man. I mean, do you, bro? I'm not mad. Do whatever you want to do. Again, if you're taking positions in the market, though, you should at least have one position of long-term, stuff. So, I mean, of course, it's up to you, brother. All right, guys, remember, we still got 30 minutes left until this data comes out. We got over 500 people here live. Yeah, just be careful with 0 day to expiry options. Can just get risky. Just be smart, be careful, brother. Takes, there's so many money makers. Yeah, I mean, it just depends. Options are good. Again, it depends on if you have a small account, trade options, right? If you have a large enough account, I mean, maybe if you're trying to day trade and get around the PDT rule, like, do your thing. But it really depends on what you're trying to do. If you have a large enough account, in my opinion, it's going to be better to just buy shares. Shares are much less restrictive. Buy shares or do future contracts, right? If you're day trading, you can do futures. All right, looking at our poll, almost 60% of people think the market wants higher jobless claims. So again, higher jobless claims would signal less economic growth. And again, I think based off of like what retail sales showed us yesterday. Remember, yesterday we did have retail sales release. Remember, yesterday we did have retail sales come out. If we look at economic reports here, where did they go? Yesterday we did have retail sales show up. They came in at 0.4% for core, 0.6% for regular. So retail sales came in much higher than expected. But let's see what the SPY did yesterday. So here's the Q. Here's the SPY. So yeah, yesterday retail sales came out much higher than expected, and you can see the market actually negatively reacted to this, as we thought we would. We had a couple of people that were like arguing us about this for whatever reason, but again, you can kind of see this is where they came out right here, and then literally all day afterwards they dipped. We only started rebounding at like 1 or 2 p.m. market time. And again, the market rebounded a lot. SPY all the way back up at 474s. Q is all the way up there at 410s or so. So the Q's making a big bump too. Dixie popping. We still got 30 minutes, guys. 30 minutes. I made good many options yesterday, but I always keep myself aware that I didn't make it out of skill. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of what I try to do as well. All right, so we got a little dip. Part of me wants to buy the dip. Maybe I will buy this dip here. We still got 30 minutes to trade. I'm just going to take a small little micro, a very rare micro E-mini trade. So we're trading micros here. So yeah, we're going to trade micros here, try to get in a couple positions here. So we got 2 contracts here on the micro E-mini. We'll see what we get. Maybe we'll take 3. Yeah, we'll take 3 contracts of the micro here and see how that treats us. Just a little bit longer term trade. See if we can start pushing up. We'll let it sit. All right, so I'm in this trade. We're up small. If I can get up to like $25, I'll take small little gain, build in a cushion on this account. Again, these are micros, and again, you can kind of see the difference between like micros and regulars. Still got 25 minutes or so until the market opens. Natty gas? I don't know. I don't like trading natty gas. All right, so we'll rip it up a little bit. I'll go ahead and take a third of this off and just lock in. Or I'll go ahead and take 2. I'll take all of it off, actually. We got a little cushion. I'm going to trade regulars now from now on. Like, if I get into another position, it's probably just going to be a normal position with regular sizing. Also, guys, join our Discord. We're trying to grow our Discord back up. All right, so yeah, we're just gonna ban work spammers. I don't know. I never understood why people join a stream to spam sketchy crypto. Listen, guys, and I'm going to tell you this, all right? If whatever crypto, whatever stock, whatever group you're following has to go to somebody else's stream and spam promote themselves, they are not who you want to buy. You do not want to buy them. You don't want to buy whatever they have because, again, that means they're desperate, right? So if they're literally botting and spamming other YouTubers to try to promote their whatever, run away from them, man. They're not what you want. Yeah, here's the Discord link, guys, if you want to check it out. Yeah, I did get in contact with him. I'm waiting to hear back from my guy. It might take a day or two to get the account to him, you know. But we're working on it. Also, if you want to join the Discord, here's the link. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much. Yeah, there's our Discord link. Again, look at the E-mini, man, just flying up. Looks good. 20 minutes, guys, 20 minutes. Do me a favor, slap the like button, hit the subscribe button as well if you haven't already. Should I get rid of off topic or everything else? It's kind of the same thing. I think off topic is what I'm gonna have to get rid of. Although I do. All right, so we did bounce up. Looking at all the new jobless claims, it must be much lower now at 207. Yeah, so 207,000. The question is, how is the market going to react? Yeah, I mean, I got out of the trade on the micro. We're up a little bit on it, but like very small gain. Yeah, we're up like 20 bucks. Very small. All right, so we got about 600 people here. Still 20 minutes left until the data comes out. We'll see if we get anything good. All right, guys. So again, we are at 474.50s. The queue is at. Hedges for positions. What's your Goldilocks number for jobless claims? 207 is what's expected. I don't know. Jobless claims is much harder to guess. Well, today's Thursday. Trash day's Wednesday, usually. John, morning, bro. I just joined for the morning. Why is the Q gapping up so much? I made 500 on NVIDIA from the gap up. Hey, what's up, future Eddie? Yeah, I don't know if the market's going to want higher or lower. Again, higher is going to signal more economic weakness, which, again, might be what the market wants. I don't know. But higher is kind of what the market might react positively to. You know what I mean? It just depends. Like, I really don't know what the market's going to want or, not. You know what I mean? Powell's speech next one is going to be in less than 2 weeks. It's going to be in a week in 5 days on the 31st of January. That's going to be the busiest week we have in a long time. So the 31st of January is going to be incredibly busy. Next week, we got some stuff. I think next week we have Tesla earnings. So, yeah, next week we've got some earnings coming out and some economic reports. Next week, I think we have PCE and GDP data. So a lot of people calling for like a recession. We're going to get some insight into that. Next week, we have Verizon earnings, 3M, GE, Halliburton, Johnson & Johnson, RTX, Lockheed Martin, Procter & Gamble, Netflix, Texas Instruments, Baker Hughes, Stride, a couple other ones. AT&T, Abbott, Progressive, Tesla and IBM are on Wednesday. That's the biggest day for sure. And then the rest of the week is pretty busy too. I think Monday and Tuesday might be slow. Let me see. So yeah, next week. Yeah, next week is very slow, Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, we have manufacturing and services PMI, the Bank of Canada rate decision, Tesla earnings. Thursday, we've got durable good orders, building permits, and I believe GDP. Let me see. Yeah, GDP data drops Thursday next week. Jobless claims Thursday. And then Friday, we have PCE data, like inflation, personal consumption expenditure index data. So busy day there as well. And then the following week is really, really busy. So yeah, like the following week, we got like a bunch of stuff too. The following week, we have... Following week, we have a bunch of big earnings. All right, so like when we look at the calendar here, the following week, we've got United Airlines. Or no, that's next week. Okay, so yeah, the following week is here. Yeah, the following week, we got SoFi earnings Monday. Pfizer, GM, Caterpillar, UPS earnings Tuesday. Tuesday evening, we've got Microsoft, AMD, Google, Starbucks. Big gang of earnings. Microsoft, AMD, Google, Starbucks. The following day on Wednesday, the 31st, we got Boeing. And then we have the Fed meeting on Wednesday, too, along with QCOM, LVS, a bunch of other earnings. QCOM's the biggest one. Thursday, February 1st, we've got like a bunch of stuff too. Apple, Amazon, Meta. Bro, I'm so disappointed in how they're scheduling the earnings this earnings season. They're doing so many of them the same day, bro. It really sucks, to be honest. It's disappointing. Like, they got Apple, Amazon, and Meta all same day for earnings. Like, they're just kind of getting all the earnings out same day. It sucks that they're scheduling. I love it more when they have them separate days, but for whatever reason, you know. And then again, when we look at like economic reports, we got non-farm employment, Fed interest rate decision, Chicago PMI, Thursday we have ISM manufacturing data. Friday we got non-farm payrolls and unemployment data. Just a busy week that week. I'm just disappointed. I mean, we got a lot of stuff, but still. Like, I don't know why they're going to schedule all of these for same day. Hopefully. The good news is that only Apple and Meta are scheduled for same day. So maybe Amazon's going to change their earnings. Let me see when the Amazon earnings are scheduled. So yeah, the good news is that Amazon hasn't scheduled theirs. Let's see what we got the next week. We got Palantir, McDonald's. Snapchat. Disney, PayPal. Yeah, it kind of sucks. Like, they're getting all the big earnings out in like one swoop, which does suck. I kind of like the coverage, and I think it would be better for markets if they covered them in a different way. Robinhood. We got the CME Group, Cisco. Yeah, including AMD. A lot of them are going to be this at the end of this month, but it's all good, you know. Yeah, so that's basically like the end of earnings season. So earnings season's only going to last for like a month. Which I guess is normal, but still. I'm not buying Vision Pros for that much. All right, we got 10 minutes. If I'm in SoFi, I go after, yeah. Yeah, I'm not doing, you know. AT&T. Bitcoin's still falling? Is it really? Bitcoin's still down. Yeah, Bitcoin's kind of straddling lows, though. It's not really down like that. The SPY did ramp up. I should have held that position. Yeah, dollar index ripping. We still got 10 minutes or so until the numbers drop. 10 minutes, guys. Again, jobless claims expected at 207. The Philly Fed index expected at -7. Are there any big Tesla conferences? Any big Tesla events? I always like covering Tesla events. Those are fun. Any big days this? Why are stocks going up? I don't know. Get me to 476.70 on the SPY, John. Start hitting the offer. I'm definitely not going to pump the SPY up. That's not my job here. I'm definitely not doing that. Technical show, whatever. The fundamentals will come in the form of news. We want lower dollar index. Yeah, I mean, the dollar index is going to be dropping right now. I mean, if we look at the Dixie and the S&P, they're both moving up, right? So I'm sure the dollar index is falling down now. Maybe it's not. There's kind of a positive correlation with the Dixie and markets right now, which is really interesting. Usually there's an inverse correlation, so very strange. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely in a bull market. We have been, at least for a minute now. I don't know if we're going to continue in that bull market, but we definitely have been in a minute, for a minute now. That's how you know John's a real one. They ask why it's going up, and he just says, I don't know. I'm the only honest person, bro. I can give you some freaking ridiculous... The market is going up because bond prices have dropped, you know? And, you know, the dollar index has shown significant weakness from macroeconomic events. But I'm just going to be honest and say I don't know, because that's the reality of it. Anybody else is just trying to sound cool. All right, nobody knows why the market's going to go up, down, or sideways. Market's going up because people are buying stocks. That's why. Probably because we've been dropping for the last couple days, and so it's just kind of like a bounce back in terms of range is my guess. But again, we'll see. TSM making market rally chip industry. Yeah, we did have TSM earnings today. They did great, man. Look at TSM rallying, though. Semiconductor company up to 111's huge gap up from earnings. That's why it's surprising when so many people get mad at my channel. It's like y'all are mad at the one guy that tells you he doesn't know, he's not an investment professional, he's not an expert, he's not even claiming to be a good trader, he doesn't sell a course. Like, y'all are mad at me? Why? Apple, guys, Apple almost up to 187. Should I sell more of my Apple shares? I took half of it off this morning. It's at 186s right now, 186s. We'll see if it actually holds. What are you the most confident about for the open today? That I don't know what the open's going to do. That's what I'm the most confident about. Number one, let me tell you a little bit of something here, okay? Nobody knows what the stock market is going to do at the opening bell. Freaking nobody does. We can guess correctly, but nobody knows if the market's going to go up, down, or sideways. The only small, like, probability edge that you might have is that if the market's gapping up significantly like it is today, there's probably a pretty good chance that the market's going to at least pull back in that first 5 minutes from profit taking. Outside of that, nobody knows. And even that's not guaranteed. The reality is nobody knows. Most of the time, if a stock market, like if a current stock market is gapping up like big, profit taking can happen at the opening bell, where everybody that's holding positions from overnight starts selling at the open. That can and does happen. It's certainly not the most predictable thing, but it can happen, and it can swing probabilities to the downside once the market opens. Again, though, it doesn't necessarily have to do that, and if it does, it might not sustain that type of behavior for long periods of time. But, you know, again, I don't know. Yeah, man, there's just been so many people that I've known personally. Like, people that have known me, and it's like, I had friends of the channel that start kind of acting weird, and then I realized they're like undercover haters, right? What a lot of them do. And again, a lot of them are getting weird with me because I tell people I don't know, and that it's difficult to gauge what the market's going to do. Because a lot of people are like, yeah, I know what the market's going to do. You know, I've made all this money trading options or whatever it is. But in the end, the truth of it is that most of the time, again, they're doing like a variation of the martingale roulette strategy, right? So what they're really doing is they are taking big size positions and they're adding to those positions and options or whatever, and they're taking huge gambles, right? And in those situations, it might be something where they win, and so they're misled into thinking they've got some super profitable system and that they know what the market's going to do. And then the check comes and they have these huge, massive losses that destroy all of their profits. And then they kind of realize that they're just kind of gambling, like, you know, a gambling strategy. And everything's gone in their account. And then for whatever reason, they blame me for it. The reality of it is nobody freaking knows. And I would rather tell my following that than try to act like there's a lot of trading jargon that people use to seem more correct and more accurate and more knowledgeable about the markets than they really are. There's a lot of trading jargon. There's a lot of words that people might not understand or know what it means, and it's really easy to fool brand new traders into thinking you know what you're talking about in markets when you really don't. Anybody can learn the jargon of markets, but most people end up losing in markets, and nobody really knows short term what's going to happen. You can fairly accurately predict long term. That's why long term investing works, but short term, it's a coin flip. There's really no edge that is significant in any way in terms of predicting. You can react to momentum, and that's how day traders can make money, and I think that's fine. You can bet on specific trends, and there's a high probability that some of those trends are going to continue, and that's fine. But the opening bell is one of the most volatile, liquid parts of the day, and it's just incredibly difficult to predict what's going to happen there. It's again, just really volatile. And so I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody that. Yeah. What, Borneo? Who's Mick? You know. All right, guys. Hey, we got a minute left. Hit the live button next to the play button. Make sure you're fully caught up on stream, guys. Get ready. Jobless claims numbers, Philly Fed index data, all about to drop right now. Y'all be ready. It's all about to drop right now. Hit the live button. Make sure you're caught up on stream, team. We appreciate it. Thanks so much. We got less than a minute. Hit the live button. Make sure you're fully caught up, team. We appreciate it. All right, guys. 30 seconds here. 30 seconds. All right, here we go. 10 seconds. Or about 15 seconds, but that's all right. All right, 5 seconds here, team. Let's see what these numbers show up as. Let's see how the market responds to it. Here's the one. I'm going to put the SPY up and the Q. All right, there's the report here, guys. There's the report. Housing starts. Jobless claims came in way under expected at 187,000. 187,000 for jobless claims numbers. Again, way under expected, signaling much more economic growth. The Philly Fed index came in at minus 10.6. Guys, minus 10.6 versus minus 7. Weaker than expected for the Philly Fed manufacturing index. So manufacturing was slightly weaker, but we ultimately had more people working, less people filing for unemployment, with jobless claims coming in at 187,000 versus 207,000 expected. Again, way under expected here for James. Way less than expected for jobless claims, signaling more people working, more people spending, and the market's ultimately going to interpret this as a negative. We also had housing start numbers come in basically a little bit higher than expected. Building permits came in a little bit higher than expected as well, but jobless claims showed up at 187 versus 207,000 here, guys. So way lower than expected, signaling more people working, more people spending. And again, the market has initially reacted negatively to that data because, again, that's bad. More people spending means worse inflation problems, essentially. Is what that means. And so, yeah, there we go. That's the numbers here. Again, subscribe, guys. We cover this every freaking day, live on stream. If you want a one-stop reliable place for economic reports quickly, we covered it very quickly. All right, guys, there we go. It's always chill for the most part until the numbers come out. Hey, what's up, Deacon? Yeah, more people working, more people potentially spending. Again, the Philly Fed index also dropped. It came in at minus 10.6 versus minus 7. So weaker than expected manufacturing data here for the Philly Fed index. We'll put this up in the comments. There's the data here. So again, there's the numbers. Again, weaker than expected here. a good day. Love you, buddy. All right, guys. Love you guys. Y'all have a good day. Hey, thank you, Chris. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, jobless claims might be right below me right here on stream, guys. Might be right below me right there. Check it out. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Also, if you haven't already checked out Top Step, yesterday we gave away a couple platforms. Top Step is a funded program in futures. And so it's a way to, we're going to day trade this with small size here. We're going to buy this dip. Top Step, funded account program in futures. They give you a demo. They test your skill. In the futures market, I can day trade essentially the Q, essentially the SPY, and what's called the E-mini and the NASDAQ 100. I can day trade these directly in futures, very similar to day trading stocks. I can buy market, sell market, all that good stuff. No PDT rule. I'm going to add to this position. There's no PDT rule in futures, though. So you get around the PDT rule trading this. Patterns are very similar to blue chip stocks. On Top Step, you can see me day trading this now. I just bought that. On Top Step, they give you a demo and they test your skill. If you pass the test, it's a 2 to 3 ratio. The base one, you got to make 50K with, or you got to make 3K with a 50K demo without losing 2K. So it's 2 to 3 ratio. Very reasonable. If you could pass the test, they fund you with a 90% split. So once you pass, if you make 20K, you get to keep 18,000 of that. Since they fund you the money, they keep 2,000. So a reasonable split as well. 90% split. They've been around for over a decade. They pay out millions every year, fund thousands a year. It's genuinely the best of both worlds. Most day traders lose. And so you can either put up thousands of dollars yourself trying to look cool and probably lose it when you learn to day trade, or you could try a funded account program like this. If you lose, you're only out what you pay for the combine. The base one's $50, but if you're good enough to pass it, you're still keeping 90%. And so it's the best of both worlds, limited risk. If you pass it though, you're still keeping 90%, similar to putting the money up yourself. If you want to check it out, they are a sponsor of mine. I'm definitely biased in their favor because they pay me money. But if you want to check it out, there's the link. You can see I can get out with a market order here. We're up about $26. We just took half of that off. We're going to get out the rest there and just kind of scalp that bounce potential here. We did get a bounce here. We're up at like $50 on the day. What I usually try to do in these funded account programs, a really easy way to try to get funded, is I build up a cushion of $100 to $200. We've already made about $50 here trading micros. I could usually build up a cushion. Once I have that cushion, then we can take large size. And if we lose after we scale up, we're back to break even or a small loss or a small win. But if we actually make money after we scale up in size, that's when we can have a really big winning day with small losing days, right? And that's the way you pass these funded account programs, in my opinion. Again, although I am a sponsor of mine, you can check out the link in the description if you want. I'm definitely top 3 coolest kids ever in the world right now. Yeah, we got 1,000 people watching here, team, you know? What do you guys think about these numbers here? We did get a rip up. Look at the market fly here, guys. Look at the SPY. Look at the Q. It's at 411.40s right now. Q bouncing up. Let me put the... I don't like it when they... Let me put the overlapping volume thing away. There we go. At 411s right now. 411.40s here, team. Look at the market bounce on this data here. So again, a little bit of a maybe delayed reaction. Maybe the market's less fearing of inflation right now. Typically, like the nuance of the market would be usually the more people that fear inflation, the worse the market wants economic growth like this, right? So less people working means less people spending and more inflation problems. But if the market's not fearing inflation, it could be, we could see a resurgence of buys coming in here. SPY broke highs at 475s on the day. The Q is at 411.50s. I'm just going to assume all the haters are short right now and they're kind of big mad about it. Why do you think the market's up, guys? Let me know. Why do you think the market's up? Weaker Fed index is good for inflation. Correct. Yes. But jobless claims numbers were bad for inflation, at least. But again, I'm not sure what the market's going to give us here. Yeah, I got to shut it down. The likes aren't where they should be. You should be ashamed, guys. How dare you not like my stream like that? We're going to put it in sub-only mode here, team, so subscribe. Go ahead. You know you want to. Yeah, join our Discord, guys. Completely free Discord as well. If you haven't joined our Discord yet, here is the link. We're trying to grow the Discord. We've kind of been neglecting it. There's the link. Check it out. Join the Discord. It's completely free. Good news is starting to become good news again. I hope so, man. Again, we've been in a market. What he means by that, guys, if you're just now joining the stream, what he means by that is like typically over the last few years, the market has reacted negatively to economic growth, right? So like conventionally, good GDP is a positive thing. Conventionally, low unemployment is a positive thing. Conventionally, higher payroll numbers are a positive thing, right? But with this current market, the market is so incredibly inflation fearing. Like the market's fearing inflation so significantly that over the last year or two, the market has not reacted positively to economic growth. It's actually been the opposite. People have called it backwards land, good is bad, whatever you want to call it. That's kind of been the market right now. And so something like this with higher jobless or lower jobless claims numbers, i.e. lower unemployment, more people working. Typically, over the last year, the market may have reacted negatively to this behavior. Right now, we're getting so far a positive reaction, although we're basically completely flat. We went down a little bit, we went up a little bit, and now we're right back in the middle. And so we don't know what the market's fearing yet in that regard. We don't know if the market's fearing inflation, if the market's fearing a recession. And both those two play off of each other to a certain extent. The more people that are fearing a recession, the less people are fearing inflation and vice versa. Just to understand kind of like economics behind all this, that's kind of where we're at now. You know, inflation has gotten a lot better over the last year or so, but again, we're still in this state where the market still, I'm sure, fears inflation to a certain extent. And again, we'll really see that next week with PCE inflation data, which is actually the Fed's preferred inflation metric. Like the Fed uses PCE to gauge inflation more than anything else, even though maybe like CPI from last week has a larger impact, so to speak. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. We'll see what happens. Let me know what you think in chat, team. Yeah, and now we're right back down. So again, I don't know if the market's fearing inflation or not. I know it's at least fearing it a little bit. Kind of neutral land is what this shows us here. Kind of neutral activity for this. Actually see a sell. Why is the dollar index up? I'm not sure. Gold is ripping down. Is it really? Yeah, I mean, again, we're kind of flat from all this reporting. You can kind of see this is where the data showed up right here at 7:30. And we initially reacted negatively, bounced up, and now we're right back down. Same thing here on the Q or the NASDAQ. Initially reacted negatively, bounced up, and now we're right back down. So now we're actually slightly red from this report. I'm like John Madden over here. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at currently. I don't know if we're going to hold this or not, but we'll see. I don't think we have anything else today. We got ECB President Lagarde speaking. Yeah, I mean, we can see bonds right now. The 10-year is shooting up right now. So the 10-year is shooting up and the market is reacting negatively. There's bonds right here. So the 10-year is at 4.1% right now. And if you don't understand the difference here, so there's a inverse correlation between bond yields and equities. The reason for that is because bond yields are guaranteed, but they're smaller than like the S&P 500, which gives you about 10% on average every year, but it's not guaranteed. So S&P the equities market is a riskier thing, but at higher yields. Bonds are guaranteed, so less risky, but lower yields, right? The S&P will give you about 10%. Bond yields will give you about 4.1% right now. And because of that, because they're competitive in that way with each other, there's an inverse correlation between the two. And so it's one of the reasons you see the SPY dipping and bond prices shooting up. It's because they're competitive with each other in that regard. Just to give you guys the understanding of like economics and bond prices versus equities. I don't know about Natty Gas. I don't really invest in it. Again, I was in Apple right now. Again, we're still in Apple. We took half of our Apple position off. You can kind of see this now. We're in 15 shares left. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the other half of this off and just lock it in. You see our average price is way down here at 182s. But I might as well protect the trade and just kind of lock some profit in there in that way. What do you guys think? And then here's the Q, the NASDAQ. So I think today at 2:15 Eastern Standard Time, we do have the president speaking. Should we stream that? Hi. All right. Will he move markets? I don't know if he's going to move markets. We might, again, we might stream it. We'll try to stream it maybe. Again, if you haven't already, check out Top Step. If you want to day trade some of these economic reports, let's get ready. We're going to start day trading this now, too. We got a big pullback here. I'll probably day trade the NASDAQ instead. Finally getting a pullback here. Why is a 1 minute chart all wonky? There it is. Is that really how the NASDAQ looks? I think I'm missing some data here. Let me figure it out. Yeah, we'll have to put a 5 minute chart up or something. So we're in. Yeah, something up with the NASDAQ today, I guess. Depends on what he says. All right, so again, we're in the S&P 500 right now. Futures contract day trading this. We bought this big dip that we're in right now. We're up about 40 bucks. Trying to scalp this really quick. We'll see if we add some more to this or whether we just accept the gains that we have on one contract here. This is one contract in futures. Very simple to day trade. No PDT rule. We'll go ahead and get out of that. We made about 50 bucks. You can see we're up about 100 scalping this. And again, you can day trade in futures. No PDT rule. Top Step's the most legit funded program. Again, if you want to check it out, here's the link. That's what we're using right now. So now we're still getting a pullback on the S&P here. We're right around the 200 EMA is why I might buy this again. So we're going to go ahead and buy this again. We got a cushion on the day. Let's see if we can make a little bit more from this kind of scalping this momentum here. Again, we're right around the 200 EMA on the NASDAQ and the S&P. That's the only reason I'm kind of considering taking another trade from this. We're slightly green on this position so far. All right, so we're up another 50. We're going to go ahead and lock that price in. So we're up about $150 right now on this. 140 something, 144. So nice little cushion here. Watching the E-mini. All right, I'm going to short now. Take the other side of this. All right, so now we're short. Going to be a longer term trade for this one, I think, now too. All right, so we're up a little bit here. All right, we got a little flush breakdown. We got a cushion, so we can wait a little bit. I do like the short, though. We'll give it some time here. The numbers were, it depends on what you define as good. The numbers signaled economic growth, but more inflation potential problems, right? So the numbers were much lower than expected. So less people filed for unemployment than expected. The question is whether that's good for markets or not. I think the market typically doesn't like that type of report. Again, I'm going to go ahead and close this poll, and we're going to do another one here as well. Will the market close red or green today? Red, green is the two options. Go ahead and vote. We are in a short position right now. We're completely break even on it so far. I'm going to try to make it a long-term position. It's in the regular E-mini. You can go ahead and vote on that new poll now. I'm going to get that poll out of the way. Jobless claims are a weekly report read. The good news is, like, we got a nice little cushion here. We're starting to bounce a little bit right off of that 200 EMA. Again, I'm going to have to start to consider. I could probably add to this position if I want and fix my average here, but it's a risky thing. And so we can do this only because we're up 150 bucks already, right? So only because we can, we're going to do this with our position. And we're going to be prepared to cut it break even if we need to and be flat on the day and then kind of reevaluate what we want to do afterwards. And so we'll give it a chance, but ideally, I'd like for the Q to reject the volume weighted average price and for us to break down. We're still green on the day technically here, even with this trade. I'd love to see it flush, though. That's what I want. There we go. Now we're back to flat on this trade. Close to flat. All right, so let's see if the market rejects the volume weighted average price. See what the chat's doing here. But loss of seasonal jobs not in report is my opinion. I know many companies also starting to lay off. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't really have like a bias either way. I just kind of react to the data here. My channel, like, I'm not claiming to be an expert or a guru or to know exactly what everything means and all this different stuff. I'll let the day trading gurus do that. Again, I'm just we're just an economics channel here. We mostly cover economic reports. You know what I mean? Nothing against the traders. There's some really talented, traders that can, day trade really well and all that good stuff. I'm not trying to be one of those, though. I'd rather just kind of give people free data and let them make their own minds about what it means. All right, we're probably going to start to cover this. Yeah, we already got a cushion on the day. And so, you know, we also have this potential resistance level here, which I'll probably let it at least test. Again, now we're flat on the day now, so we're break even on the day now, even with this move up. I'd like to see a reject, of course, and break down in a short position, because again, we already have this cushion on the day, so no matter what this does, like, we're gonna be fine. We're only taking 2 contracts now because we can. The data is right below me on stream. It came in at 187 versus 207 expected. So the data is right here, bro. This is the data right here. Came in at 187 versus 207 expected. I can't UPS had many low volume through Christmas in many years. Yeah, we got Lagarde speaking today. Again, the Philly Fed Index came in at mine. So manufacturing was a little bit weaker than expected as well here. See, the Q is... Yeah, there's the E-mini. Yeah. Gold buy or sell? No idea. Yeah, we're going to get ready to cut this if it starts to push up too much here. I just don't want to ride like a bounce at the volume weighted average price or 200 EMA. You know, and the Q and the NASDAQ are both bouncing up some. So, again, luckily we had a cushion prior to this trade. And now there's a flush rejection. But again, if we push up too significantly over this, I have to cut it. We took our risk. You should charge for every gold question you answer. I don't know. Bro, I get so many gold questions. What's gold's going to do? Is gold going to go up or down? No idea what gold is going to do. Gold is incredibly volatile short term. Nobody knows what it's going to do. All right, so now we're flat on the trade, which means that our risk level was on point there, so that's nice. Every day, bro, you get asked. Yeah, every day I get asked what gold is going to do. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and lock this in. Kind of locked a nice profit in there. We're up over 200 now. That's cool. We'll let the rest ride. Yeah, no, I'm just kind of messing with you gold guys. We appreciate you gold guys here. You know, I like gold. I'm for it. I hope it goes up for you guys. Gold's dipping down some too. I wonder if it's time to buy that dip. Yeah, we definitely get asked the same, but that's kind of part of it, man. Traders want to know. All right, so again, we're still in one contract. I'm not going to add any more to this. Again, this is a longer term trade. Here we go, 75. We're up about $90 on the rest. I'm going to go ahead and cut that, lock that profit in. We're up about 230 on the day now. So yeah, you can see we're up about 230 on the day. We haven't had any losses, which is nice. Today at least. Up 230 something on the day. We'll take it. We got a nice little cushion for the opening bell in 30 minutes. So maybe got out a little bit early there, but that's okay. Short position worked. And again, if you want to day trade with me, I'm day trading futures on Top Step right now. If you want to day trade with me, Again, check out the link. Here it is. Great way to help support your boy here in the channel. There's the link right there. Check it out. Hey, what's up, Mark? Yeah, see, there's the breakdown. I probably could have held it a little bit longer, but it's all good, man. Yeah, I could have held this. Oh, well. The numbers are already out, guys. The numbers are already out. Again, jobless claims showed up at 187 versus 207 expected here. So they're already out, brother. So there's the queue. Anything else you guys want to look at today? I mean, we're looking at economic reports and data. So the ECB had a stale account of the December meeting, gave little new stuff to investors. Morgan Stanley CEO says 5 to 10% probability of a 50 basis point cut in March. 5 to 10% probability that the Fed could raise again, according to Bloomberg TV. Boeing, please. Boeing's up nicely today. I mean, Boeing's down significantly over the last few days, but it's up nice today. I'm in Boeing right now. It's a small position, but we're in it. We're green today. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to get a rate cut or not in March. Again, we can look at the CME watch tool to see kind of what the... And look at that support level, man. Look at that support level hold really nicely. So, again, here's the CME Fed watch tool. So, right now, 97.4% of people think we're going to pause again at the end of this month for the January-February meeting. At the end of this month, on January 31st, only about 97.4% of people think we're going to pause. We can look at the next meeting in March. Kind of split. You know, most people think we're going to cut rates starting in March. About 45% of people think we're going to continue to pause in March. If we look over to May, I'm sure the majority are going to think we're cutting. Yeah, so if we look over to May, 47% of people think we're going to cut 25. 42% of people think we're going to cut 50 basis points. 10% of people think we're going to continue pausing in May as well. And I don't know what the Fed's going to do in that regard. I really don't know there. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Big bounce back up here. I'm going to go ahead and short this again. You know, we're going to use the same resistance level that we had here to maybe see if we get a nice little move. $25. What do I want to do with this? I like the up wick. Up 25 bucks. 40. go ahead and lock that in and just take the gains from it. Again, kind of slowly scalping these moves now. We are up about 270 on the day. We haven't had any losses day trading at all today, so that's nice. Yeah, I mean, Nima, you've been saying the same thing. No offense to you. Like, I appreciate you being here. You know what I mean? I'm not hating on you in any way, okay? But, like, you're so bearish every time I see you. And, like, I get it. You might want the market to go down or whatever. But, again, we're in a bull market right now, and the market goes up long term. You know what I mean? And people that find themselves betting against that edge are usually going to find themselves in trouble. You know what I mean? Like, the reality is the market typically goes up over long periods of times, especially, like, tech. Especially right now, like Apple, Amazon. Apple got upgraded. I think it was Microsoft and Apple got upgraded, but I'm not 100% sure which one it was. But, like, regardless of that, again, I think people don't understand markets long term. Like, markets are going to go up long term. It's an inevitable thing. Like, markets are going to go up long term. And so, in my opinion, it only makes sense to play that edge if you're betting long term. If you're betting short term, you can do whatever you want. You could short, you can go long, or whatever it is. But the nuance of it is, like, understand this, guys. If the market is gonna, understand this. The longer you hold a short position in large caps and blue chips, the less likely you are to make money. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. The longer you hold a short position in blue chips and you know, the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, the less likely you are to make money. Why is that? Because those markets, when you zoom out, are gonna go up long term for the most part. Again, the opposite is true for longs. The longer you hold a blue chip S&P 500 stock, the more likely you are to make money on it. And so if you find yourself shorting broad markets long term, you're in a bad situation. You know, maybe you get lucky and you catch a crash. I'm not saying a crash is outside the realm of possibility. It is an election year, though, and typically the market does well on election years, you know. And the reason I'm saying this is because I see so many different people that are just bearish, and then the market rips up, and they just don't understand. And so I try to help them understand, like, you're betting against the biggest edge the market ever gives you. I appreciate everybody that joins the stream, of course. I'm not hating on anybody. And again, maybe you do get lucky and you catch the crash. If we do crash, crashes are inevitable. They're going to happen too. But even with crash statistics included, the market's going to give you about 10% a year. And so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I guess it depends on time frame. Yeah, microchips doing really well. AMD surging up. AMD at 166. You know, it's over the lifetime high. Again, it doesn't actually affect it until the opening bell. But yeah, it doesn't actually register that all-time high until the opening bell. Look at Apple, look at the Q. Again, AMD right around all-time highs. If you look at the AMD all-time high level, it's at 164.50 or so, 164.50. So the previous all-time high was right around this spot right here. Let's make this a big keystone level. Milestone level is what I meant to say. All right, so that's the previous all-time high for AMD. So if we pull back to that, maybe we'll bounce or do whatever. Well, yeah, you can make money on both sides. Michael Weston says the whole concept of perma-bear and bull only shows a lack of knowledge in trading. Sure, 100%. I mean, short-term trading, you can obviously make money on both sides. I've made money on both sides today. I went long and short in the S&P 500 this morning, and I haven't had a losing trade. And so you certainly can make money on both sides. What I'm saying, though, is that when you zoom outside of day trading and you go to, like, swing trading / investing, long term, the edge is on the upside. You know, again, there's a lot of marketing on both sides. I think stuff like The Big Short and all these different things makes people romanticize shorting. And so they end up kind of like shorting broad markets long term and losing. And maybe, but what they don't understand, what they don't tell you is that Michael Burry has made so many wrong crash predictions, you know, influenced by a lot of things to do that, like politics, you know, all this different stuff. The reality of it is, though, markets are going to go up long term. That's usually an inevitable thing. Now, short term, we might get crashes in between, though. And again, it's all about whether you can call it correctly. Maybe some people can, you know. I just don't know if this market is telling us we're about to crash. Like, I think typically crashes happen as we're breaking highs and moving up big, and then boom, we get a crash, right? That's not really what we're in. If anything, we're kind of rebounding from this massive correction we had a couple years ago. And so very rarely does the market have like a big correction like this, and then less than 5 years later have a big crash back down. It's just not super common. I'm not saying it's never happened. It's just not super common, you know. Maybe it does. I don't know. Yeah, Apple got an upgrade. I think it was Apple and Microsoft, or was it Apple and... It was Apple and something got an upgrade. I can't remember what, but it was Apple and something. Yeah, so Bank of America upgraded Apple from neutral, adjusted price target to 225. What was the other one? Chat? Oh, sure, a black swan could 100% happen anytime, Corey. I'm not saying it doesn't either. What I'm saying is, like, a lot of the time you get people in just normal bull markets that are pretty standard, and they're so confused, like, they don't know what's going on. They're like, why is the market pushing up like this? It's like, because that's what the market does. The market goes up over time. Again, we can try to catch crashes, and that's fine. But long-term, the markets are going to go up, especially during election years. I'm not saying we're going to go up this year as well. I have no freaking idea what's going to happen. Nobody does. You know, no idea what's going to happen. But, again, election years, typically, you hear people talk about election years. Election years are relevant because typically... they want the markets to do well during election years, especially during election years. And so they do things that help the market during those years. And, you know, we're in one now. And so in terms of probabilities, a lot of people are speculating that this could be a good year for stocks, but maybe not. Maybe this is the year we get a big correction or crash. I'm not sure. You know, it's possible. Crashes are temporary, bull markets are long term. 100%, man. Again, I absolutely agree with you there. All right, guys. So, later, Freddie. Yeah, I mean, we did have a pretty decent correction here. Again, it's not technically a crash. A crash is a crash is this, right? Right? Like, that's a crash. Crash is short term. Corrections are long term, and that's certainly what we got in 2021 here. You know, we got this starting in 2021 and 2022. We got a pretty major correction, you know. And again, just to give you like the nuance, everybody was yelling the market was going to fall here. Like, everybody was screaming the crash was going to continue. A lot of people thought that this crash here, like a lot of your favorite YouTubers who you think are just great analysts or whatever it is, were telling you the market was going to crash right there. And good old John at Beginner Trading, who says he doesn't know anything, was telling you the market wasn't going to probably crash and that it would probably bounce. So just remember who was right there. I digress back to top three greatest traders in the world right now. But yeah, so anyways, we had this big correction and the market ended up flying back up, you know, but again, where are we now is the question. Right now, we're testing highs still. So, you know, again, if this was the high right here and we were going like this and just flying over highs, maybe I'd be a little bit more down with like a correction prediction, but that's not what we're at right now. Right now, we're kind of like this. Here's the highs. We're kind of testing those highs right now like that. And so we're not really doing anything yet. And again, you can kind of see that here. Like, we broke the high, sure. Are we going to continue up is the question. And again, nobody freaking knows. We can only guess. I think we'll probably continue up, but who knows, man. We might correct big. No idea what we're going to do. Probably Achilles. Probably. But again, I don't think we're going to get anything like that, you know. I think that's very low probability, but if that did happen, yeah, we probably would get some chaotic moments. Could you live on $20K a year for the rest of your life? Could you? Yes. Would I like to? No. Do you think we will achieve this soft landing scenario? I think most likely. I don't think we're going to hit a recession. I think the inflation's already back down. I think we're already talking about a pivot to cuts and when that's going to be. And, you know, I don't think we're close to a recession right now. And so I think probably we're going to accomplish a soft landing. But, again, it's all speculative. Who knows if we will or not. I think we probably will, though. I got into some stuff, Daniel, for sure. I mean, I'm constantly holding long-term investments, so I'm usually like a big fan of like DCAing. I did buy up some stuff down there though, for sure. All right, we're going to get ready to trade. We got 14 minutes left. We've mostly been trading the S&P here. You can see AMD flying up. I think this looks very strong heading into the opening bell, though. I don't know if we're actually going to hold. What are bond prices doing? I'm assuming they're dipping down short term. Yeah, so they're dipping down to 4.115%. If you look at TNX, it's the 10-year yield. It's my favorite bond price to look at, shorter term bonds. Yeah, we like everything. We trade futures, stocks, crypto. We don't really trade forex, but yeah, we trade a little bit of everything. All right, so we got a little dip. Part of me wants to buy this dip now. I'll go ahead and buy one piece of it. We've got a good cushion on the day. We got 12 minutes left. And again, this is futures trading on Top Step, funded account program. Nice little rip. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. I gotta go throw my ghee in the washing machine. I'll be right back. While I'm gone, what should the question be while I'm gone? Does the Fed cut rates at the next FOMC meeting? All right, so we're up $62. I'm going to go ahead and cut this, get out of that. Again, we are day trading futures right now, day trading futures. Again, I'll be right back. I got to go wash my ghee while I'm gone. Does the FOMC cut rates? Again, if you want to check out Top Step, there's the link. Ooh, we got out of that just in time. Look at that trade, guys. Look at that skill right there. Again, we're up 300 plus today. We are up a cool 330s right now, 330s. No losses, actually, today. No losses. Y'all have seen it all live. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. Look at that drop right now, guys. Look at that significant drop here. Before I mute it real quick, what's causing this drop? Do you still think this positive data means that we are potentially avoiding a recession? Yes. I think most likely we will. I think we're going to have a soft landing. I think most likely we will. But who knows for sure? I don't know. You know, we'll see what happens, guys. We'll see what happens. Again, I think it's highly probable. Again, chat, let me know right now. Do you think we hit a recession this year in 2024? Or do you think we do a soft landing and avoid that recession? Let me know. GDP data drops next month. GDP data drops next month. I'm coming. I gotta find my geek pants. I'll be right back. I'm coming. Alright, we're back, guys. We're back. Now, again, we'll see what happens. We got out of our long position. It looks like it was the right time, man. Somehow, we're just getting incredibly accurate. Alright. There we go. Alright, we're back. Ooh, listen to my voice, man. My voice just all of a sudden got really deep. I sound like Batman. Kind of. Wimpiest Batman in the world. Top 3 for sure. Red, what's up, Doom? What's up, V? Yeah, Mark, I genuinely don't think he will. You know, I'm not really a political... Again, it has nothing to do with whether I want him or I don't want him to win. I just don't think he's going to. Personally. What most of the time happens historically is this situation is we got last pump after rate hike. After rate cut, everyone went long and the bear market started a big correction. I don't think new lows, though. Yeah, I don't think new lows either. Maybe we get some pullbacks after the cuts start. Question is, when does that happen, though? And I'm not sure. John, you said you have buggy. You said you have trouble on the backside control. Yeah, I know about the buggy. I know how to do it as well. Why is pre-market so green? I mean, I'm not sure. Market is very green, though. It's nice to see. Market's kind of flat right now, though. We got 5 minutes, 4 minutes. Keep telling y'all about Apple. Apple's up huge on the day. I've already profited most of it, though. Like, if you look at my Apple trade, I was in 30 shares. We ended up taking 2/3 of the position off. We only have 10 shares left. Still up 115 or so today alone on it. And Apple's still up really big on the day. It only dipped down a little bit. Yeah, Apple got upgraded. Yeah, I mean, I'd DCA a significant amount. It's probably a little bit of both. It's bad. It's probably a little bit of both. Apple now second. I heard of Microsoft in market cap. Yeah, we talked about that this morning. Technically, Microsoft is now the largest company in the world by market cap. I should have stayed in that riot short, man. I was in it too. Ugh, it hurts. All right, so look at that breakdown of the support level. All right, team. All right, so there's the opening bell. Ouch, man. Volume is so high in my ear. I don't know if it was that loud for y'all, but man. All right, so there's the opening bell. The Q is up to 411s right now, 411s. No, you can use a bunch of different platforms, Carlos, so it just depends on which platform you choose on sign up, brother. There's a bunch of different ones, though. All right, so we are getting a bounce up. We're up to almost 4,800. Q is up to 411s. Apple up to 186s. Let's see if we get some big moves up. The Q bounced up significantly here. I'm watching Amazon. I'm watching Apple right now. Watching bonds fall. The Q is pushing higher. Look at the Q rip. Apple moving up a little bit as well here. See if we get some bounce backs continuing here. Q pushing up, testing highs of the day. Apple now following it up significantly here. I'm going to wait a couple minutes. All right, so we got a big rejection. Apple at 186.50. Riot at 1090s. Q starting to fall down a little bit. Apple dipping down some too. We'll see if it actually holds or what happens here. Bond prices are still falling though, which is interesting. Usually means markets are going to bounce up some. We're about 3 minutes after the opening bell. Part of me wants to buy, but look at Apple dip. So Apple just broke out of the 200 EMA for a second. Let's see if it holds down there. Big influence on markets too. Amazon's still struggling. Tesla's down on the day as well. Bounce up is happening and everything. So, yeah, there's the bounce price. Watching bond prices, though. Watching the Q. Watching Apple. Let me put some music on. I hear the music stopped. My bad, guys. Look at Apple. Watching Apple close. It's at 186.50. Amazon trying to move up too. Tesla bouncing up too. I'm going to buy this. All right, so we got one contract here. We're basically flat on this position now. Apple breaking highs here. I'm going to add to this position here and see if the Apple high break can help my trade a little bit. So weird, dude. Apple breaks highs, but we're taking our swing now because we can. We built up a cushion in pre-market, but giving some of it back right now. I'd love to see Apple continue up and that drag the S&P up. And so I'm kind of trading slower here. I should be maybe trading the NASDAQ. There we go. The NASDAQ's kind of not working, I guess. We're kind of flat here on this position, though. There we go. Take half off there, lock in some profit. Go ahead and lock that in too. So we are now up. It counted that as a loss, even though it really wasn't. We're up about 370 on the day now. Again, we saw Apple start to rise, and that helped us with this trade. Look at the Q start to rip up too. Just had to let the patience work out a little bit for me there. Apple just cracking highs again. Tesla falling down, looking weak though. I'm gonna go ahead and buy this. This huge down wick usually is a sign of strength, and I see Amazon starting to fight its way back up. Yeah, kind of getting punished here, although I do kind of want to add to this here. I'll add. Taking a pretty big risk, though, but we're already up 350 plus on the day, so we can. The problem is Tesla is just dumping down, unfortunately. I'm going to take half off here and just protect the trade and get out close to flat there. Close to flat. That way, if we keep falling down more, it's not going to be the end of the world, and we'll still keep most of our profit. There we go, slightly green. Amazon's starting to really bounce. I'm gonna go ahead and lock that in, profit in. So yeah, we got out close to flat on the day. We're up 315 on the day now, so we got out close to flat. Jobless claims. Oh, my bad. Here's jobless claims numbers. They're at 187s right now. Again, the NASDAQ's acting kind of funny on Quant Tower. I don't know if it's just broad Quant Tower issues or what. Looks like we got out of this, though, and we managed it right. where we could have been down a lot more. Yeah, there's some type of server problems with the NASDAQ. I'm going to use the micro NASDAQ instead. Here's the micro NASDAQ. It looks a little bit better to trade than like the E-mini. Even with size, I could probably take a little bit larger size with micros instead. So, got a little pullback here. Amazon's ripping back up, though. It looks like Apple is, too. Tesla's the weakest one. Tesla testing lows of the day again. Weird. Meta's flying up too at 373s. That's kind of what's helping the market right now. All right, so we just scalped a little bit more in the S&P right now. Look, we're in this right now. We just made a little bit more, so that brought our gains up. We're up about 4 on the day, about 400. We're just playing around with the E-mini. The NASDAQ's kind of what we want to trade, though, like what would be preferable to trade. Right, but we're kind of scalping the regular E-mini again here just because we can. Look, we're up 75. Gonna go ahead and lock that in too. Now we're up about 500. We got an 8.5 to 1 win-loss ratio today though. Amazon, Meta, all flying up pretty big too. Now we're pulling back a little bit more. Again, I guess we're going to wait. I like the NASDAQ pull back a little bit more too, so we'll take 2 contracts of the NASDAQ here. Scalped it, got out half. Yeah, the NASDAQ moves quick enough. We're up 500 now on the day, 496. So, gonna start taking larger risks if we can. Man, look at Amazon fly. Dude, Amazon is flying up. AMD up 5%. Look at Apple, though. Apple at 187s here. My equities portfolio is still doing pretty nice. Tesla's still red, though. Meta's ripping up too. Apple's testing highs. Amazon's pushing up. The only thing weak is Tesla. Where's Nvidia at, I guess is the question. Nvidia's up at highs too. We're really flat in markets though right now. Like NASDAQ, the Q, very sideways. The S&P. It could be from Tesla. It could be from other stuff outside of tech too, though. Again, Amazon is over highs. Why is the Dow down so much? Yeah, I'm looking at the Dow now. Yeah, the S&P's too choppy to trade, and NASDAQ's giving me issues today. Like, I can't trade the NASDAQ on... I can't trade the NASDAQ on Quant Tower today for whatever reason. Dow's looking weak though. Everything's starting to bounce back up too. One of my better days took profit. Hey, congrats. Yeah, I'm kind of just chill right now. The S&P's too choppy. The NASDAQ I can't trade at the regular NASDAQ. All I can trade is micros. Yeah, douse towards lows. Jobless claims mostly had I would say, a negative effect, but it's hard to tell, to be honest, how the market reacted to jobless claims, whether it was good or bad. Yeah, I mean, I could try to trade something else, but right now the market's just kind of this weird. Let me see. Let me see if the Dow works now. Okay, I can see the Dow, but the Dow is moving a little bit strange. We're actually getting a really choppy open for a Thursday. The Dow is moving a little bit here. And like, I'm running into some platform issues. Right. Jobless claims means more people working, more people spending, lower unemployment. And again, that's better for recession fears, but worse for inflation fears. For sure. I'm probably just going to go ahead and close it down. I just don't see much that I really like right now. Before I do that, though, again, if you want to check out one of my other sponsors, a company called Chart Prime, and I use this a ton in my trading view, or in my Top Step accounts. I use it a ton in my Top Step account. So if you want to check it out, again, it's a company called Chart Prime. It's a trading view service you can use in stocks, crypto, futures, whatever you want to use it on. Genuinely powerful, in my opinion. Let me make sure. Market Oracle is up. Might take a little while. You can kind of see it shows you these different patterns, these banners. I cut Apple, not risking the market. Apple's up so much. There we go. Sorry, my computer's slow. But yeah, this is a TradingView service, so anything on TradingView is a symbol you can use it on. Look at how powerful the strong signals are, guys. I'm so like impressed with these strong signals. All right, like look at the strong signals. All right, I can't fake what I'm showing you here. Again, this is a sponsor of mine, so I'm of course biased. I can't guarantee you're gonna make money. Nobody can. But let's look at how accurate the strong signals are, and these don't repaint. All right, strong signal here, beautiful breakdown. Strong signal here, beautiful breakdown. Strong signal here, beautiful breakdown. This is a 5-minute chart too, so this is hours. Strong signal here, beautiful rip up. Strong signal here, beautiful rip up. And then this is not even including the other ones, which I think are going to have a high accuracy as well. This is a 5-minute chart. So again, buy signal worked. This one failed. This one worked. This one worked. This one worked. This one failed. This one worked, right? So 2 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2 out of 12 didn't work in my opinion here. I can't guarantee you're going to make money. You can use this on anything with a symbol. Genuinely impressive in my opinion. Genuinely impressive. It's called Chart Prime. You can check out the link right here. Great way to help support your boy here in this channel. You can also use it on the funded account programs like TopStep. I use it a ton with TopStep. Again, I'm funded in multiple TopStep accounts. TopStep gives you a demo. They test your skill. If you can pass the test, great. They fund you. If you can't pass the test, you're probably going to lose less than putting up thousands yourself, of course. When I first started day trading, I lost thousands. And so you can either put up thousands like I did and lose it, most likely if you're a new trader. Most day traders lose. Or you could try a funded account program. I still think most day traders lose. It doesn't matter whether they're on TopStep or TOS. Most day traders lose money. But it's a lot cheaper to lose on TopStep. Great way to learn how to trade. They have free funding coaches, great resources. It's only $49 for the base combine. In my opinion, it builds your skill just taking the challenge, regardless of whether you pass it or not. But if you want to try to get funded with, a small amount of money, it's a good option as well. Check out the link right there if you want to, help support the channel. Thank you for being here while Sig John, you and the fam have a whole chat. Have a rest of your day. Hey, thanks so much, Tiny. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to get out of here, guys. Y'all be safe. Y'all be good. I love you all. I'll be back tomorrow bright and early. Yeah, y'all have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Oh, y'all join our Discord as well. I'll see you guys later, though. Y'all be good.